Hello, this is Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. I like to tell stories of women that I've interacted with, some I've dated. Today we have Sharita, Miss Dixon here with us today at the
Lux Wine Lounge.
Yeah, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Sharita, owner and founder of Lux Wine Lounge here in Hammond, Indiana. Started the Lux Wine Lounge back in March. It was a place created by me and 4 people in my community to come out and just vibe out for grown folks to unwind and have a glass of wine.
Now you said the man should be well-rounded.
Yes.
You're not particular about the
Looks.
You're not particular about the looks or the income.
No.
However, let's say you blow up and you making, I don't know, $600,000 a year or better. Would you still respect that man with his $50,000 a year income?
Yes, especially if he's taking care of the household, he's cleaning up, he's taking the car to get, maintenance, he's checking in with our grown children and our granddaughter, and, he's doing all the things that a man is supposed to do. Yes.
With cleaning up the household?
Yeah.
What if he's not the type to clean up? Like,
well,
hey,
he needs to be the type to clean. We have to have a clean house. So, he needs to at least have that.
So would you respect him as the leader of the household?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
So if it came down to a decision, and he said, "Hey, this is how I want it," and you guys are polar opposites, how would you feel about that?
We would have to meet in the middle. We would have to come to a common ground.
Well, when you got a man and he's the leader of the household, that's what it is. So it would be no common ground.
Well, such as what? Give me an example.
Let's say grandbaby want to come over. He got plans to take you out.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, okay, grandbaby want to come over. Mama need a grandbaby to, I'm assuming, it's your daughter's. Your daughter's.
Yes.
Okay, mama need a babysitter.
Right.
Just for the night, because she couldn't find one to go to work.
Right.
And you say, okay, I'll do it. And he say, wait a minute, we got plans. Can't do it.
Right.
Call daughter, tell her we can't do it.
Right.
How do you handle that?
So we go out and do what we got to do, and then when we come back, we're picking up grandbaby on the way. So.
What if she needs you to? She need to be to work at 6 o'clock. Grandbaby got to be there at 5 o'clock.
Well, we just got to get grandbaby, and grandbaby is going with us to dinner or whatever.
But the man of the house said.
Well, then that's going to be an issue because my grandbaby got to come first. So.
Oh well. You heard it. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing is more important than a child who needs proper guidance and proper supervision. So whatever we got going on, that can wait. If our grandbaby needs us, we need to be here for our grandbaby.
But what if it's your husband?
Well, my husband should understand that. And if he doesn't understand that, then maybe you shouldn't be my husband. That's something to reconsider.
Okay.
My thing of it is my husband has to be, when it comes to my kids and my grandbaby, we got to be on the same exact page with them.
Okay. So
It's never gonna be where I say, oh no, I can't do that because my kids, or I can't spend time with you because of my granddaughter. If we're family, we already know grandbaby rocking with us, we got the kids, we're going out with them for dinner this time. We already know we're family and we have to stick together. That should be number one.
all right. Right. So like I had asked. What's your name? Andrea. Okay. Like I asked Andrea, do you feel that a woman can successfully raise a male child to be a man?
Yes, I've done it.
You've done it.
She's done it.
But without a man in his life, an uncle, a brother,
I
somebody.
have done it because my uncles and my brothers, they didn't play a dominant part. They were there, but showing my son things that he needed to know as a boy and growing up as a teenager and as a man, they didn't do. And my son turned out okay. My son is all right. So,
Okay.
all my kids are okay. And I can only speak because I've experienced this. I've raised all 3 of my kids on my own. No man. Even the men I had, they were there, but they really wasn't there. you know. I'm saying mentally, emotional, social, financially. So it's mama. Mama got to pick up the slack.
If you had to do all over again, would you do it the same way?
I would.
You would?
I pat myself on the back all the time. I get so many compliments from their teachers, my neighbors, you know, even my family. You did a good job. I had my first child when I was 18. She's 24 now. She's got her baby. You know,
Was
that's
that
one.
her that just left?
No, that's the 19-year-old.
The 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Destiny. But my kids are all doing something great out of life.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't play that. I put this Chanel sandal up your ass so quick. I don't play. I don't play.
Yes.
I've been working since I was 14. Been on my own since I was 18. So, you gotta jump off the porch and get it out the mud like I did. I don't hand my kids nothing. All my kids got jobs.
Okay.
You ain't getting no money from this wine lounge or that daycare. You better go get it from your job. So,
They all on their own?
yes. Yep.
Okay. Even a 19-year-old?
Yep. She's on her own. Yeah.
Oh,
She just got on her own. Like this month. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And that's the part about
Fly,
it.
little birdie, fly.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think we just it's unfair that we have to become over aggressors,
Yeah.
because when you're raising children, and you have to play that role of both parties, you have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
You gotta.
And I was never the type that'd be, not to cut you off, I'm sorry,
No, you're fine.
to drown in my sorrows and be like, oh, they daddy ain't here. Oh, I ain't had my daddy. Oh, it's hard. Oh, no, you just get the fuck up and do what you got
You
to
gotta
do
stomp
and
the
get it
yard,
done. Yeah.
You gotta discipline. You gotta be, like
Yeah.
I said, become that over aggressor.
Exactly.
Hey, you can't do this. You're not gonna do that. You gotta turn into a man, nearly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Do y'all think that play a part in how women think today?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. Yes.
And why women are so, a lot of women are so aggressive now and just kind of lost that femininity.
Yeah.
It's coming to these aggressive, dominant alpha females.
Yeah.
You know, we want
Yes.
to control everything. Why? Because
Yeah.
we don't know how to separate at a certain point. We had to be this alpha female for so
Yeah.
long until we don't know how to wind down and be
Exactly.
submissive.
Exactly.
Because we have to be the teacher, the preacher, the
The doctor,
play the daddy
the
role,
lawyer, the mama, the
discipline. We gotta
daddy,
do
the uncle, the
everything.
auntie, the
So then you bring a soft young man. When you do get a good man that come in, because I'm so aggressive, I don't even know how to handle it. Because now you almost like weak to me. Because I done had to be so strong all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like it plays a major role.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's
That's-
unfair.
that's
It's really
interesting.
unfair.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And it's little things too. Like I just had the young man, he brought the food to set it up, and I'm all in his way. Instead of me letting him do his job, because I'm so used to setting up stuff. I said, okay, Sheree, walk away, let that man set that food up and go on about his business, you know?
Yeah.
So, little things like
That's
that.
major.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but okay, you with a man and you have a child. So what happened with the man that was there in the first place?
It could be anything. He could have been abusive. He could have been an alcoholic. He could have been not want shit out of life. He couldn't have been shit, and I don't want no parts of that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take me and my children, and we gonna live the best life we can without this food.
Okay.
And we don't want no contact, no parts of that. Don't know what with that.
And I have a group. So all your kids with the same? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yours?
No, mine are not.
Okay. How many you got?
I have 6.
Whoa! I didn't know
Boys,
that.
girls, yes.
3 boys, 3 girls.
Yes. My oldest is 31. My youngest just turned 13 on the 27th.
How many fathers?
4.
4 fathers. 6.
Not our workout.
The oldest one.
No, friends, we cool. I'm cool with all of them.
Really?
The 2 oldest has yeah. I don't do that. Because let me tell you, one thing for sure and 2 for certain. Whatever men those young men going through, the kids will never know it. That's between us. I'm not gonna, take them out of their life because we are not working out. Never been that way at all. I don't do any of that. I don't do the child support. I don't do any of that. None of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
I don't
if
do none of it.
Yeah.
I don't care about all that. I just don't do it.
What if okay, 4 kids fathers. What if one of the kids' fathers come through and be like, "Here goes some McDonald's for my kid"? How would you feel about that?
That's his kid.
Okay, and the other kids looking at him eating McDonald's. How would
Them other kids are mine, so if that child got McDonald's, I'm gonna take them to McDonald's and I'm gonna buy them some McDonald's.
Okay.
That's his child. I can't force him to.
But at the end of the day, everybody eating McDonald's.
Right, I'm gonna go get my other
Yeah.
kids McDonald's because of course I'm not gonna sit and let that child eat what their daddy bought them in front of the other kids.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go buy my other children some McDonald's and they gonna all eat as one.
Everybody.
That's not an issue. Why make that a big issue?
That's true.
That's that man's child. I can't force. That's just like you go buy the child a pair of shoes. I'm gonna make him buy all my children a pair of shoes.
No.
Those not his children.
Okay.
No, that shouldn't even be an argument. That's why I say people take things too far in these relationships and end them for reasons that's not even worth it. It's when it's just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Let that man be a father to his child.
Yeah.
Because if that's just his child, that means you got 4 other fathers out here. I got multiple kids' fathers. So make sure that you have a relationship with them so they can take care of their children just the same.
Mm-hmm.
So they all get along real good and stuff.
Yeah. I've never been that type.
Okay.
All my kids' father love me.
Yeah.
I'm one of the best baby mamas they got, and they say it all the time.
Yeah,
That's what's
as
up.
far as my kid's father too, he tells me all the time, "You're wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for raising our kids." Yeah, nigga, because you didn't do it. You wasn't here. Who was gonna? Somebody had to not let them down. So, had to be me.
You gotta keep them in their life. And one, I could call, even if the children try to play, and they do that all the time. The kids will try to play you against the father too, or the father against the mother. They do something they don't have no business doing, or be somewhere they don't have no business doing, and I live with it, and I'm sure she has too, and they'll try to call one or the other parent. I done play that. We got to get along. We have to get along as parents because you're not gonna be able to call me in
Early age. I don't want you to wait until you get in your late 20s, early 30s, then you pick up a 15 or 30-year mortgage. Do it now, so by the time you get that age, you can
already
pay it
done.
off.
Yeah.
You know.
Here.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
in Illinois, or wherever they
either
want to go.
wherever they want to go.
Okay.
Do it while you're young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Okay.
Yep. So
You
that
have
way
to
when you
have-
get,
You have to have a relationship with your children. We're not best friends. We ain't hanging buddies or nothing like that. We just have to have that relationship.
Yeah.
We got to be able to sit down and have a conversation with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know to be able to look at them and tell when they got something going on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that relationship so if you can look at them and be like, you look off today. They'll be willing to open up
Mm-hmm. And they're
to you.
comfortable enough to
open
talk
up.
to you because
Yes.
there's so many women that I know who kids hide things from them
Yes.
and who's afraid of opening up.
Man,
you know?
open up too much. I
Yeah.
can be like, okay, calm down. Chill now, because baby, mama
I don't
didn't
need to
even
hear that,
know.
right?
Yes, but I love it. I love the relationship. I love it. They're because they'll open up, you know, and we do that too, get together and just talk about everything.
Yeah.
Because I want them to have the best out of everything,
Yeah.
you know. Like I told you, my oldest son, he's 31, and I thank God
Yeah.
he's the oldest.
Yeah, just
because
like now,
all
they-
of them follow him. They
Yeah.
watch him.
They all just went to the car lot and my son got a new Dodge Charger. I guess that's what he's bringing home now. He's got the new, glossy gray he's been talking about. But they
Oh, yeah,
all went
that's
together
nice.
and they made that happen. So,
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
and I taught them how to look at the car lots with the best financing options.
Right.
Don't go in there telling them, don't go in there and let them tell you what you want. You tell them what you want and what you're gonna pay.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
simple as that. So, and I try to teach them about credit and a lot of things that I
Yes.
wasn't taught. I try to teach my children. So,
That's important.
yeah,
It
We have
is.
to teach our kids what we wish we'd have knew
yeah.
at that age.
Yeah,
So that
but our parents didn't grow up with that. They didn't grow up. Well, I can speak for my mom. My mom has an 8th grade education. She was too busy having kids. Nobody taught her about credit and buying things, and all she knew was to have babies and how to take care of a household.
I don't
How
think
many
none of
siblings?
So,
Yeah.
my mama got Jesus. It's 14 of them.
Praise
You got
God.
14 brothers and sisters?
No, my mother has. I have 5. It's 5 of us. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
so I
you-
have 4.
So your mom
Had 5 kids. Yeah.
5 kids.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know, I appreciate and I love him dearly. You know, he gave me life.
Yeah.
You don't get no greater than that. I think that's why
Right.
I can't dislike or hate or have any ill will against him.
Right.
You know, I just live with the hurt of him not being in my life. But other than everything that I came with, that came from him, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate that. You know.
Did your mom ever talk about your dad
Yeah. Yes.
in a good way, or was she like your dad should have been, or?
My mama didn't care.
Yeah, that's like my mother. My mother
really didn't
my
care.
mother didn't care neither. She wasn't a daddy basher. She didn't really.
my mama
She
didn't
still
care.
talks to him on the phone to this day. She's like, you should call your dad. I'm like, you're only saying that shit because my stepdad then passed away. So let's not do that one.
Oh no.
If my stepdaddy was here, you would not be on the phone with that man. So don't play now. Sure.
Yeah, my mama didn't care. She didn't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard my mother talk bad about my biological
Yeah.
father either. But I've heard other women, younger women in the younger generation, your daddy ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And you
bastard.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
How do you feel that man come around to visit and then that kid look up and be like, you ain't? You know, that man is
Yeah.
gonna be, and he gonna
Yeah.
go out there and take that out on somebody else. You don't do that.
Yeah, and then that same woman that's bashing this child's father, this is his son. She gonna look at him a certain way.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
Raise your
that,
kids differently.
Yeah.
yeah, these
Please
young,
raise them differently.
Yeah.
Not off the anger of that it didn't work
Yeah.
out with you guys.
I
Sometimes
like
it don't
raising
work.
my kids off of old school values. All this new
Yeah,
school
that's
parenting
me.
I can't get with.
That's
I can't.
me.
I'm
So
not.
what would y'all tell the younger generation of women out here that's raising children but is at odds with the father?
I would say pick a side. It's either you want them in a child's life or you want to just branch off and raise that child on your own. It's either you want the drama in your life or you don't. So you have to pick a side.
And if she's raising a child on her own, what advice would you give as far as how to treat her son just because she's at odds with the father?
I would say you have to get over that. You cannot take your anger out on your children. You made that child. You carried that child for 9 months. Your maternal instinct should be kicked in by now by your mama bear and can't nothing happen to this child or I have to protect this child at all costs. It's me and this baby right now. F everything else or everybody else. So.
Go back to that question again.
What advice
Excuse me.
What advice would you give these young sisters to as far as raising a son that don't like or is at odds with the child's father? Should she take it out on the child's father, or what advice would you give her on how to handle that?
The question is, does she want the child's father in that child's life? Because if she wants the child father in that child's life, then she need to step back and let him father that child. Now, if she just pushing him away because she's angry because he don't want her, then those are other issues that she need to deal with. Sure. But if she do that, and then she know that she's deterring that child to be something extra out in this world, because that child need that father regardless of how she feel.
Okay.
So she's not structuring him at all correctly if she's taking that father out of his life. So she better be prepared.
Yeah.
That's what I can tell her. Get prepared for the worst. Hope praying for the better. But
Yeah.
if he wants to be in that child's life, let that man be in that child's life.
Yeah.
And
Because
do
you
whatever
got
it is he
some
needs.
good dads.
Yes.
That's really
Yes.
active and really trying for their child, but you got the mother just causing havoc. You know, it's like, how is that gonna work? You see he doing his best, but then you know, trying to knock down everything he does, you know, because you still bitter because y'all not together or whatever it may be, you know. So you got to come to a common ground for the best of the child.
I would say this as well. Let me add to that. I'm sorry. The materialistic part of it. Because a lot of these, you say young mothers, and I see it a lot with the young mothers. Everything is about what the young man can do for the child. He can't spend time with the child unless he's buying a pair of shoes or a $300 outfit. If he wants to spend time with that child, that time is way more valuable than money. So let him have those moments, because see, those are memories he's creating. You can't get that back. You know, that outfit years from now ain't gonna be worth nothing anyway, but you can probably buy a duplicate of it. But that moment of him teaching that child how to be a young man.
Yeah.
And giving him some backstories
Yeah.
when they go to the park and they throwing a ball and
That's
he telling
true.
them about when he was in grammar school, he
Yeah.
threw that ball. You can't get that back.
Yeah.
Let that child have that. Don't
Yeah.
worry about the materialism. Don't
Yeah.
worry about what he
and I
don't
would
have.
add to this, as your kids get older, talk to them, ask them, get them counseling. Because I went to counseling with my children, but my children, they were fine. They were like, Mama, we don't need this. But I wanted to make sure as they were coming up into their teenage years that them not having that dad didn't affect them, you know. So I did do counseling, but they were just like, we're fine. We don't, you know, it is what it is. You take care of us and it is what it is. We know what he at. We know what he about. We just don't fool with him.
That's
So,
once they got older.
Yeah.
They
Their
was able
teenage
to-
years, yeah.
Yeah, they was able to make the decision
Yeah.
on their own. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to catch it early because I don't want them to go into the adult years regretting, oh, I can't stand my daddy, or I got daddy issues, or I got, you know, I can honestly say my children are fine.
Yeah,
With-
you never bashed them.
Yeah.
Bashed them.
Yeah.
So you left it.
Right. I
The
would
door
never
open.
bash them anyway because I'm not giving you that type of energy off my tongue. I'm not doing that. You're not even a thought in my mind. So why would I sit and bash you?
Okay. Cool. Both of y'all, that's some good stuff. Yeah, I appreciate
And I
that.
hate when I come across men and they still be talking about ex-wives and baby mamas, and it's been over 13 and 20 years and y'all still harping on that.
No, go to
Could you
bed.
please let it go?
Let it
Please.
go.
Right. Go to bed. I don't want to hear about
That's too
that.
much. You losing a lot of energy over
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know, just go on with your life. You know,
Exactly.
pray that the right thing come along
Yeah.
for you in life.
Yeah.
All right. Now
You know?
you said that Shaniqua, let me get my thought. You said that men say that money don't matter, but that's not really the case.
I say men say the woman's money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what she makes. Yes, it does at the end of the day. Do you want someone coming in your household sucking up all your Wi-Fi while you paying all the bills and all she doing is sitting there?
Well, men mainly focus on, a woman focus on security. Mainly, am I right? You want to be secure, you want to be
Exactly.
protected,
Exactly.
you want to be safe, you want to feel
Right.
safe. Men, we focus on your femininity, we focus on if we can come home and have a meal ready, no stress, you're not trying to start no argument.
Okay.
Now I would take that. A man would take that over a woman that's making, say, high five figure, six-figure salary, that's stress and drama and always complaining. She making the money is there.
Right.
But then you got this woman that's not making the money,
Okay.
but she has a meal ready for you. She'll rub your back. You'll be stress-free when
Right.
you come in the house, no argument.
Right.
So I think that's what men refer to when they say the money don't matter.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense?
It kind of, sort of.
Okay,
kinda,
cool.
You know, because I'm.
What you thinking? I know you're thinking something.
I'm gonna elaborate on that.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
I've been in a situation like that.
Okay.
Where
You took care of the man?
I contributed
Okay.
a hell of a lot.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, when I go to my successful business, he sneaks in the low value woman that's making 30, 40,000 into his home, sucking up the Wi-Fi that I pay for, that I help you build. So I do have an issue with that, you know.
Okay. Why you think that happened though?
I don't know, because to me, I'm well rounded in all areas. I think it's greed
Greed.
and I think it's pride.
So you think you feel like he wanted his cake and eat it too?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because if I'm here helping you pay your bills, I'm paying my bills, helping you take care of your kids that's in college, fitting the bills for the household and everything else, and then you still want something coming in the back door.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's before we started.
Yeah, exactly.
That's before
yeah.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, so I think it's a little bit of pride and greed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you're thinking something.
Well, yeah, I was just going to go back to what we were previously talking about. The men that do have a good woman that they can come home to, that do the cooking and the cleaning and have a comfortable home, a place, you know, not combative, you know, and give them their space, but they still go out there to be with the trifling women that don't care, use them for their money, but they treat the one at home that does right by them. They treat them like dogs.
Have you experienced that?
Yeah, of course. Yes,
Did
I'm
you-
honest.
Did you try to talk to them like, hey,
Communication is off with some men.
okay.
That's one thing about men. They
Yeah. They
a
don't
lot of
know
them,
how to
not all
open up.
men,
They don't know
not
how
all
to
men.
communicate. They don't know how
Communication
to,
is
you know, express their feelings.
yes.
That's important. I can
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah, well, yeah, nothing is perfect. Like all men are not, you know, just like all women. So,
Right.
yeah, all men might not deserve what you was given. So, yeah, I can understand.
Definitely
Yeah.
don't.
But at the end of the day, it teaches you a valuable lesson. And it opened up your eyes to the next situation. You look for the red flags. You be more on guard. You know, you hold back a little bit. You know.
Speaking of red flags, would y'all say y'all a good choice in picking men?
I would have to say, for me, since all my relationships failed, I would have to say no. Because if I had good choice in men, then I would still be with them. So
I just think
I
we're
would have to
guarded.
say
me
no.
included. So, okay.
I just think we're guarded.
Okay.
I think after you went through so many episodes and things didn't work out, I think we put a guard up because we're too afraid to go through it again. So it makes it kind of hard to choose because everybody gonna look the same. So I don't know, trying to distinguish the difference.
But
on
you're so
who's
afraid
the bad.
about, oh, this person is going to do the same thing
Yes.
the last person did to me. So you're, you know, a little standoffish. Your guard is up. You know.
What about if you dating a man, before you get emotionally invested into that man, bringing him around other men that you trust, say uncles, brothers, or dad, or whatever, and let them let you know what.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
have you ever done that?
I've done that before, and I've been in a situation where a man has brought me around his whole entire family, his bosses, his kids, met my family, and still did me in. So it was like, what was the point?
What about you bringing him around your family?
I brought him around my family.
And they liked them?
They liked them. They
And
were
it's still-
some
it's
of them
still-
was like, that something ain't right about that tool in that box, you know. So
How did you feel about that?
I was like, oh, you know, he's cool. He's, you know, he's all right. But in my back of my mind, I'm taking the advice.
Okay.
But timing shows everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What you think?
I just gotta. A question. How could your family or the men in your family determine if this person is just not right for you?
That's a good question.
I mean, because it could be your father and your brother. And if you got a brother like mine, he's very overprotective. So at the end of the day, he probably don't want me with anybody anyway because he don't want to feel like he got to protect me from it.
Exactly.
So you don't think that they'll immediately be like, nah, he ain't good. Even if he's quiet, oh no, he's too quiet, something's wrong. They're gonna prejudge him. So it's gonna put it in your head that, oh yeah, my family don't think he's right. So now you done pushed away a good man off your judgment, off your family's judgment.
well, I will have to say, my family has never steered me wrong. And I've always been the one to be like, well, what's wrong with y'all? Give them a chance. And it always backfires in my face. So, you know. So,
Well, that's a good question what y'all brought up. Now, in answer to your question, why would you bring a man around another man in your family being overprotective? Because men can see things in other men that a woman might not see.
yeah. And I would have to say that because my brothers, they were some players, some Macs, some You know, I've seen them have women do the same thing a man done to me. So it's like, so they know, they live it, and they don't want their sister or their aunt or their mom to go through that. So I get it. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's just like a woman. If I brought a woman, or if your brother brought another woman around, you may see something in her that he don't see. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know, same thing with men. We'll see things, oh, that guy's a player, you know, you need to watch. You know, so just like in another one of my videos, I told the lady that something right with the guy. And she was telling me how the guy was doing fixing up her house. He was remodeling her house. He remodeled her basement. He put built a new porch. I said, no man gonna invest like that. You get ready to get played and don't even know it. And he ended up tricking her out of her house, allegedly. So yeah.
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
Men do that. They do some devious things.
so
honey.
when you bring a man,
Yeah.
well,
Now that's
women,
deep.
yeah, but
honey.
you know, when you
that's
have
a
a
lot.
man, bring him around other men that you trust and that you comfortable with.
Yeah, and I do, and they be like, get his ass out of here.
There you go.
And I be
See?
like, what's wrong with y'all? Be nice.
See?
And then the next month I come back and like, y'all was right. I don't know what I chose Pookie Ray Ray for.
Pookie Ray, there you go. So yeah, so that's how that goes. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, this relationship thing is real deep.
It is.
but yeah, so the husband comes first, or the husband comes first. Well, the husband, as long as he submits to God,
Right.
Yes.
Well, God comes first. The husband.
God is first.
The wife, the kids.
The wife, the kids.
Family, foundation.
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
so,
Because at the end of the day, when the kids grow up, they gone.
yeah.
And
yeah.
whoever they significant other is comes first.
Exactly. And
So-
then you have built that inside of your children. They watch that growing up. So
Yes.
they know how to, pass it along.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So just like you were saying, when you got in the car and you sat in the back seat,
Yes.
it was all good.
Always.
You didn't have no problem with it.
No problems at all.
Some women do.
Always.
Some mothers will get a little like, well, you didn't have no problem with
I
it.
didn't have no problem. I didn't think about it. But see, I'm so used to being in a car with my uncles and them, and then my grandma's in the car, and they be like, get in the back seat so grandma can get up here, or get in the, So that's where I get that vision from. So, but I see what she's saying with the,
Most time it's offered because
Yeah.
a man, like you say, he's going to do that. And any wife, woman will understand that. But give them the opportunity to offer that.
yeah.
Don't just aggressively take control because you're the
Right,
mother
right.
or the grandmother.
Right.
You have to let the wife even offer.
Right. And a good wife is always gonna make that choice
Yes.
anyway. A good wife.
Understanding.
I'm not saying a wife who can't stand a mother-in-law. I'm saying a good wife.
That hardly ever works out.
Yeah.
A good
yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
One that's respectful. That
Exactly.
understand the assignment.
yeah.
When you took that up, you understood.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
That's yeah.
And if you was raised around it,
Right.
so you know better.
So how y'all feel about, say, I know I've heard women say, like, use the term mama's boy. How you feel about that?
I feel it depends on how their dynamic is, what their relationship is like.
Okay. Like, y'all, say y'all on y'all way out. Mama calls. I need you to come by here and I can't, this door is stuck. And, okay, Mama, I'm on my way.
Right.
We gotta hold off for a second. And,
Go handle the door. That's
Yeah.
fine. But
That's
if
cool.
Mama is calling every day, then come on now.
Right.
Come on now, Mama. Come on now,
Yes.
Mama.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
Mama,
a good woman is supposed to have respect for that man's mother. They're elderly. They don't have nobody. So it's a given. You got to go do, son duties. So,
do you feel, I've heard women say they need a man that treat them the way their father treated them.
well, that right there is a mental issue.
Okay.
That right there is you're suffering from childhood trauma.
Yes.
Childhood trauma.
Definitely.
That right there is, ma'am, you need to get out and explore the world, because nobody is going to treat you like your daddy. Nobody. And if you want somebody to treat you like your daddy, that's pretty sad, because you should be wanting to be treated like your own individual self, you know.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What you think?
Wow, my father wasn't in my life. So
Mine wasn't either.
Uncle?
But I had a stepdad.
And my my stepdad.
And I don't want to. And he was wonderful to us. My mother didn't have to work. He raised all 5 of us. You know, my mother had 5 kids. He was wonderful. He was wonderful to my children until he passed along. But I would never come to a man and be like, you gotta treat me the way my stepdaddy treated my mom. What?
Right.
Like, no, get out of here. That's sickness.
No.
That's sickness now.
So did you know your dad?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
What if you got, let's say you got married? Would your dad walk you down the aisle, or your stepdad?
Well, my stepdad passed, so it wouldn't be my real dad, because he was never there, so I'm not going to give him that pleasure.
Okay.
So it'll probably be a brother or uncle or something, or my son.
So it would have been your stepdad?
Yeah.
Had he been? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But now it'll probably be my son. Yeah.
But now it'll be the son. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the root biological just
And
wasn't.
we don't.
Okay.
talk to him.
Okay.
Now, come on now. It's been about, what now? 42, 43, about to be, so we don't, we're not doing that.
Okay. How you feel?
It would probably be my Uncle Lloyd. Yeah.
Uncle?
It would definitely be my Uncle Lloyd.
Okay.
My stepdad is still in my life, but he's older now. And,
Okay.
But it would be my Uncle Lloyd. Yes.
But not the biological?
No.
He didn't deserve that he wasn't there.
If a father, and I know this may sound bad, I love my dad, rest his soul, and I know you're supposed to appreciate and honor him despite of, but I just feel like if he wasn't in my life my entire life, and this is the most valuable time in my life, point in my life, and you don't deserve that honor.
Exactly.
No offense.
Exactly.
Again, I love and respect him because he's my father.
And I want to say this, just because us women don't have our real dads in our life, that doesn't mean we suffer from daddy issues. That means that we don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Let me move on in my life, and let me, I don't have to heal. It is what it is. You wasn't there. Let me move on with my life. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. I'm actually doing better than you. So,
Okay.
People criticize it and they have their negative opinions about it, but I just don't think that a man that's not been there to help you get through your teenage years, help you get through college, not financially, but be there emotionally, spiritually, teaching me about life, to be able to tell me anything or to even honor you in that way, but I forgive you.
Exactly. But we don't hold on to it. I know some women hold on to it, and some women let it get in their mind and they, live a horrible life, or say they're going to treat men wrong, or, it can go all types of ways.
They do.
But vice versa. Men suffer from mama trauma. So.
Sometimes, man, you got some men out. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Men suffering from mama trauma. Like, okay, how do you mean?
Their mothers wasn't in their lives. Just like the dads was absent in the women's life. The mother left the sons when they were little, and the dad had to raise them, or whoever in the family had to raise,
I would say that right there does happen, but I would say more common would be like you got a mother that's been hurt by men and take it out on her son, or been hurt by the son's father and take it out on the son.
Yeah.
Now that could be more of
That's true, but I'm talking about actual grown men who mothers did not raise them.
Yeah. Why? Because she was a crackhead or something.
Yeah, just in the streets, irresponsible, didn't, and they still hold on to that trauma now. Hey, Destiny. That's my daughter, Destiny.
I'm gonna go back to this. If you are a good mother and a respectful mother, even if you've been mistreated your entire life by men and you raise young adult, teenage young men, then you don't be rebellious against those children. You teach them how to be better men to the women around them and their children. You know, you take that energy and turn it into a positive. I didn't get it, so I want you to give back to your children, your family, your wife, what I didn't get, when I was coming up.
And that's rare. A lot of women don't do that.
Well, that's what they should do, respectfully, because that's how I teach my young men. You know, that's why I act respectful. That's why I'll get in the back seat. That's why I want, if I come and spend the night at your home, I'll get on the couch and won't get in your bed. That is why, because I'm teaching them, respectfully. You still have to be a man. And I learned this just from being raised around men. And like I said, my father went in my life, but I still had a stepfather, my grandfather. My grandmother taught me a lot. My mother was in my life, but just learning from different individuals, this is how respectfully you're supposed to raise your children. And this is how you're supposed to live. Despite of what you didn't have, you give somebody different from what you didn't have. Let them have that opportunity.
Okay. Do you feel that a woman can raise a man?
Yes, to a certain extent. I think there's some things that she probably can't give him that he needs from a man, from the father. But I think we go hard to try.
There you
it's
go.
Like, I think we go really hard to try because there's a lot that they need. Because even with a man trying to raise a young lady, there's a lot a mother need to be there to do that father can't do. But I see a lot of men that try, to try to get it instilled in them. But
okay.
And you're gonna always have that in you. That's why at a certain age you start going back into what could have been different with you coming up, and you get the opportunity to live and learn from an event because you didn't receive it, and you have to get through that. So those are a lot of issues that come up later on down the line that people don't understand. Let that person have their space because they're dealing with something that they got to get over that happened in their past. And that all goes with communication and everything, and understanding. And that's why you got to be deep in communication when you're in a marriage or a relationship. Because some people deal with traumas, childhood traumas when they get my age, and I'm 48. And it be things in your life that you've been through when you were a teenager, 22, a young teenager, 18, 19 years old, that you haven't closed that door on. And you have to get past that in order to be able to move forward.
True.
And you have to let that individual know, I'm dealing with this right now, and I know it sounds crazy to you that it is that old, but until I release this thing, I'm not going to be able to go forward in that area. So it's all about communication. Everything is about communication, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why communication is key.
Number one. Yes.
Number one, I agree with that.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So, how did we meet?
So, me and Marcus met online. We went out a couple of times. Come and find out he's a pretty cool dude. Successful. We have a lot of similarities. We think alike. So, that's how that bond was created. So, here we are today.
Okay. So, what started the idea of the Lux Lounge? Or is this the only thing you do, or do you do other things? Do you work a 9 to 5? What do you do?
I also have a business, a daycare business, Kids Space Learning Center, which I've been running for the last 10 years. Also here in Hammond, Indiana.
Okay. So how long you been doing that?
For the last 10 years.
You've been doing the daycare for the last 10 years?
Well, here in Hammond, I've been doing it for 10 years, but I've been in the early childhood education field for 24 years.
How about the Lux Lounge? How long you been?
Lux Wine Lounge. This is kind of a new business. This is my new baby. Started this back in March of 2023.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What would you tell somebody coming into the lounge? I mean, as far as liquor license and as far as the motivation to advertising, what would you tell somebody?
I would say if you have a business that you're trying to pursue or get off the ground, go for it. But just make sure you're well educated in whatever field you're trying to open up. Business takes a lot of time, hours, dedication. I would say do your research.
Was it hard to get your license?
No, it wasn't, because I knew what I wanted and I knew where to go from point A to point Z. It's a lot of steps, a lot of red tape, but you know, I got it done. So.
Okay. You open to taking on any investors or?
No, it's just me.
Just you?
Just me. I'm blessed enough not to have investors. I would say stay away from investors if possible. If possible. If you can get it done on your own, go for your goal. Go for your goal and don't, let anyone deter you from whatever it is that you're trying to do. Whatever business. Just go for your goal.
What are your hours?
Our hours are Tuesday through Sunday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
If Lux Lounge becomes successful, would you let the daycare go or?
No, I would add on another business. Maybe another Kids Space Learning Center, maybe another Lux Wine Lounge.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Future plans?
Future plans is to, I don't know, maybe one day settle down and, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but, success from here on out, I would say, Relationships, I hope one day I can find a great relationship, but it's been so hard. It's been crazy out here. These people are not normal anymore, so I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what about you? Ever thought about abroad, like looking out?
I have not. That's something to think about. Something to think about. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah. have you heard about like women just traveling abroad to?
I have not, but I've heard of the passport bros.
Okay.
And I see that they, seek those adventures. So I'm like,
Thinking
what
about
if I start a passport gals?
Passport gals.
Yeah,
okay.
or sisters, or
Passport sisters. Okay. So your ideal man, like, would he have to make a certain amount of money?
He doesn't, but he has to bring home some of the bacon.
Some of the bacon?
Some of the bacon, yeah.
How much would you say is comfortable for you?
I would say in this day and age, at least 50 to 100 grand. That's being fair.
Okay.
Anything above 100 grand, that would be a blessing.
So if he was like security guard at, say, the Field Museum, that would be cool with you?
That would be cool as long as he's well-rounded, family-oriented, business-minded, down to earth, and takes care of home. I don't see what the problem would be.
What if he got all that you just named, but he's not business-minded? He just want to go to work, come home.
And that's fine too. I'll handle the
fine.
business. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll handle the business.
Okay.
As long as he's bringing home some of the bacon.
Oh, that's cool.
Because Mama can't bring home all the bacon. I've been bringing home all the bacon for I don't know how long. I'm tired.
What about Lux?
Lux, he doesn't have to be 6 foot tall, Fabio or Denzel. He doesn't have to be all of that, but he has to be well groomed and well mannered.
Okay.
It's not always about the looks. No.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it directly from Rita. All right. So, anything else you want to add?
I would just say, just stay true to yourself. Stay positive. There's a lot of negativity going on, and just keep your head above water nowadays. It's so much going on. So.
All right.
That's about it.
Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Mr. Maxwell. Thank you for stopping by. Be well, be safe, and I wish you well.